Hello, we're on day 21 and today is all about dead stock and how to deal with it. So the first thing to remember is every dealer has dead stock. So not to panic about that, but it's just how we deal with it and how quickly we deal with it. So what I think about is, especially when you're dealing with more unique items or antique stuff, there are some items that take longer to sell than others. Then the price, it might be a higher price point or more of a niche item which is just waiting for its buyer. So you being able to tell the difference between something that is more valuable, that might be in price, or valuable to somebody that really wants that item, whether that's a higher ticket price or not, and something that is truly dead stock quicker, is the thing you need to think about. So that's what I would say. Is it something you need to hang on to and it hasn't sold in a while but it's okay? Or is it something that hasn't sold in a while and it's gone into the dead stock category? So those are the two things to consider first. And then when you are looking at your stock that you've had around a little bit, think about, if you're in a centre, be really truly honest with yourself and think about a couple of things as to why it might not have sold. So the obvious one is it overpriced? Is it the right item for that centre? So it might be, if you've got two centres or you're online as well, that item might be better sold in a different centre or online. And is it an item that represents sort of your style and you? So for me, I've told you before, it's mid-century stuff. Doesn't look any good within my things. It looks out of place. But on a nice mid-century stall, it would look lovely. So keeping to my style. So that's a sort of outline of it all. So have a think about that first. And then if you're looking at genuinely basic everyday stock, think about four things. So first of all, the price of it. So this is if you're online and in the centre. Secondly, and we talked about this yesterday, are the photos letting the item down if you've got it online, and is a description letting it down? And then number four is it just time to move it on? So you've had it for a while, these other things are okay, but it's just time to move it on. Maybe it was a buy that you thought, actually, I shouldn't have bought it. So think of those four things. If you go and find just one item today, bit of homework, and think of the four things. What's the price? Is the price okay? Should I or can I reduce it? Is the photos letting it down? Is the description letting it down? Or is it time to go? So put it into those four categories. Now the first three are dead easy because you can do something about that. So go onto the listing and edit the price, photos or description like we talked about yesterday. But if you decide it really is just time to move it on, then that is the best thing, because you are now storing something, or either paying for storage or it's taking up space where you could have an item taking that physical space in your storage unit that something popular could be in. So and then the next thing is, where do you sell them? So I have, I did a video a couple of weeks back of the stock that was sort of like vintage kind of stock, so general turnover stock, stuff that really wasn't my style, but I bought it because I thought I could sell it on Vinted, which is one of my tips not to do. But we do it, we fall into that hole all the time. So I reduced some of it, I donated, but and I can't remember how many weeks ago it was, but I did, as you saw me labelling up the pound section in the antique centre. And to start with, I had a couple of metal boxes, and I went for the metal ones because you could see through the bottom, so it wasn't just stacked up. My other thought was like a really nice basket, one of the laundry hamper baskets. But I quite like the metal one because you can see through it and people could see the stuff underneath when it was getting piled up. And then now I've got a set of shelves, and the whole of the shelves, it's one of those slim, tall shelves. the whole of that, and I've got a sale sign on it, so it's obvious, and it's right at the front of my stall as well, so that just gets people into the stall and brings them in. And that is a dedicated £1 section, and I don't worry, although I will reduce stuff. What I always do is reduce it and just start again as if I put it in at that price. So write another label. I had my labels, they're in the car, but write another label and have it. Some people like to do the big red cross and have it so it looks reduced. I just think keep everything neat and tidy on your pitch, so you've got your nice labels. So a couple of the things today I've gone through and just written new labels for, and reduce them as if that was the starting price. And then anything else that I'm reducing, I don't worry about knocking it off on the label. I'll just reduce it to £1. It's either on my pitch, it's either £1 and it's reduced and it needs to go, or it's at its proper price, which is okay when you're doing those lower price things. So if something was £8 or £12, I'm not going to reduce it to £8 or £5. I would just knock it down to £1, because at the point that I think it needs to go, then it's last chance. And then those things I would donate, that kind of stuff I would donate at the end. But also you can do a car boot, you can go and do a flea market. It might just be a nice item in the wrong market. I take lots of stuff to the auction and just get rid of it, so there's no reserves, it just goes. So just keep turning over your cash, so you're getting cash back in, even though it might be a lot less than you were hoping for. But also you're clearing your space, and your stall is looking continuously good because you're turning over stock. So and then have a little lesson and think, well, actually that thing I bought wasn't so great, so I won't do that again. But that's how I do it. Give me your ideas of how you do it as well, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 22. So go and get one of your items that's been online and see those 4 things. Is it the price? Is it the description? Is it the pictures? Or is it just time to go? And have a box. And if it's just time to go, get it in the box, and then have a think about where you're going to sell it. So are you donating it, or are you going to give it another chance at the car boot, or have a pound box at the flea market and have your boxes out on the floor? So have a go at that today and let me know how you get on, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 22. Bye then.